My name is Leah Leibowitz. I am, as incredible as it still sounds to me to say it, I am a professor of video games here at New York University. When I was 7, my father had bought me the Atari, the very first kind of bulky wooden platform, and he connected it to the TV, and something miraculous happened, which is I held a joystick in my hand and I could make the objects on the TV move, which was this great big moment of revelation for me because prior to that moment, if you wanted to watch TV, you would sit back on the couch and you were here and the TV was there, and never the two should meet, but all of a sudden there was a magic stick in your hand which by moving manipulated the images in the screen. And as a 7-year-old kid, it was the most marvelous thing in the world. It was a phenomenon that I didn't quite understand, but I've happily spent a lifetime studying. My practice was religious. I have been playing video games for probably 2 or 3 hours a day, probably since that moment in which I first laid hands on a joystick. So the answer is yes. I went from Atari to Sega to Nintendo to PlayStations, Xboxes. I have been and remain, first and foremost, above all, a committed gamer.